Hi guys, I'm back out again for something a little bit different. I'm at Harwood Forest, and those of you that watch the channel know that I like a good mystery, and this place has got plenty of them. Everything from big cats to Bigfoot and ghosts. And I was contacted by a guy, well, he made a comment on my channel. He was doing some night photography, getting the gibbet in the foreground and the Milky Way in the background. After he took his photographs, he walked back to the car and he looked into the tree line. He saw the figure of a man. He says it wasn't black and white. He even described what colour clothing he had, but he didn't have a face. It was just like skin. And he says it totally freaked him out, and it kind of turned away and walked away into the woods, into the forest. On another occasion he came here with some people, non-believers he called them, and they got out the car and they looked over the field, and it looked like they could see people staring at them from the fence line in the field, but when they shone the torch there was nobody there. So, you know, that got me thinking, you know, like, I love a good mystery, and this place has got plenty of them. And it's not surprising, just about 3/4 of a mile down the road there's a place called Battle Hill. This is a very lonely road. It's a very important highway as well. It was once a drover's road, and beside the gibbet there's even a socket where there was a Saxon cross, so it was a wayside marker which it would have marked an important route. I'll be doing a bit of a nighttime investigation, and I have recorded some unusual things with my field recorder here at Harwood Forest. One night camping with Andy Wardle, we were both asleep because I was snoring. I heard the word Christopher being spoken, and when I rewound it back, there was a few seconds before that, there was a much fainter Christopher. It was like, Christopher, Christopher. I used to bring Christopher, my son, here a few years ago when he was about 8-year-old. We used to do tree knocks and things like that, and I would say, Christopher, be quiet, don't make a sound. And I just wonder if there is entities or spirits here that remembered that when I was here with my son all those years ago. They mistook Andy Wardle for being Christopher. So there is definitely something unusual going on here, and I believe there is a paranormal presence, whether it's ghosts, spirits, or I just don't know what it is. But some people have claimed to have seen the ghost of William Winter. He was hung here and gibbeted here in 1792 after the murder of Margaret Crozier. I was thinking of sleeping under the gibbet and have the audio recorder playing all night. The only problem is somebody's hung a Ukrainian flag from it, and it's just going to be flapping all night, making a noise. So there's nothing else I can do now, guys, except hang around and wait till it gets dark and hopefully see the ghost of William Winter. I might even see a big cat, or I might even see Bigfoot. Get out into a bit of wild camping. You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense. I want to tell you about the story of William Winter. He was a bit of a wrong'un. He was in and out of prison most of his life. His father and his brother, they were hanged for theft, so they weren't a particularly nice family. William Winter did 7 years' time on a prison ship. After William got out of prison, he made his way back up the northeast, and it was there when he met up with his two accomplices, both sisters, Jane and Eleanor Clark. William Winter murdered Margaret Crozier, who lived at the Row, which is a peel tower about 3 miles north of Elsdon. They singled out Margaret because they thought she was a wealthy woman, which in fact she wasn't. She had a few things. All three of them made their way to the Row, knocked on the door and asked to come in. Margaret, being the kind soul that she was, let them in because they looked a little bit miserable. Some say William Winter slit her throat, others say he hit her over the head, cracking her skull. Either way, he murdered her. And while he was killing Margaret Crozier, the two sisters stole all her belongings, and they might have gotten away with it. But William hung around for a few days, and because of the sharp eyes of a shepherd's boy, noticed William with some of Margaret's possessions. He noticed the type of nails in William's boots, and when he notified the police, they were able to match up the footprints, and they were caught because of that. After Margaret's death, nobody else lived at the Row, and it's now an outbuilding for a local farm. The murder took place in 1791, and it wasn't until the following year all three were hanged at the West Gate, Newcastle. Jane and Eleanor Clark, their bodies were given to science and dissected. Some good use come out of their lives, I suppose. William was brought here and his body was placed in a gibbet and left to rot. People would come by and chuck things at him, and the birds would come down and peck at his flesh. That stopped after a while because the corpse was rotten, and eventually they took him down and they buried him. So where I'm standing, there could be bits of William Winter's DNA beneath my feet, pushing up the grass. This isn't the original gibbet William hung from. That's long since rotted. The replica was erected in the 1800s, and somebody's gone and spoilt it with that Ukrainian flag. If I had a ladder, I would be up there pulling it down, just because it interferes with the history, not that I'm against the cause. Well, that's the tale of William Winter, and his ghost may wander around these parts at night. And once it gets dark, hopefully I'll see the ghost of William Winter. So I'm going to head back to the car, guys, and get into nighttime mode, get the field recorder out, get my bed put out, and just wait till it gets dark. Get out and do a bit of paranormal investigating and wild camping. Looking for ghosts and looking for Bigfoot. You know it makes sense. Oh man. You know, I'm trying to film, cook and waffle at the same time, and it's not a good combination. It's gone 11 o'clock and I'm just having something to eat now and I'm getting tired. I'm going to have my food and I'm going to put the field recorder out. I was going to put it in the woods, but if it rains it might get wet and get damaged. So what I'm thinking of doing is putting the field recorder underneath the car. It should run for roughly about 12 hours. I've got the keys in that little cubby hole there, just for a quick exit. I can just jump over the seats and in the driver's seat in the way if I see or hear anything creepy. Right guys, I'm going to get something to eat and then I'm going to switch all the lights off, get in my sleeping bag and just listen for anything unusual. And hopefully there's not going to be a ghostly figure at the window, because that would really freak me out, that. Morning campers. Well, I didn't hear anything unusual or see anything strange last night, although at 1:15 in the morning I did hear what was either a massive wood break or a wood knock. You know, there's a lot of unstable trees in the forest and it's quite possible, even though there was no wind, that one of those trees had fallen. I've been looking out the car window and I can see swarms of black flies all over. They were a pest yesterday, but as it got dark and the wind dropped, the black flies seemed to go away. I think they must need the daylight to operate, you know. But then when the wind dropped, the midges come out. It was just replacing one pest with another. One thing I will say about this place, because it's a lay-by on a, well, I'm saying a main road, it's a, yeah, that car going past there. It sees a lot of traffic up until a certain point. In the evening it dies off and then it's really quiet. You might get like one car per hour, you know, when it's late in the evening. And then through the night you don't see any cars. But then in the morning when it gets light, you know, the traffic starts to build up. And you've always got that possibility of people pulling into the lay-by, so you haven't got your privacy. So it's one of them places you have to kind of arrive late and leave early if you want your privacy. When I was filming yesterday afternoon, the road's quite busy, it's a weekend as well, and a couple of people stopped the car to say hello because they recognised the car, and there were people who watched the channel, so a big thank you to them for saying hello and introducing yourself. You know, I always feel a little bit honoured or privileged that people watch my channel. You kind of inspire me to get out there and make more videos, because it's nice that some of the comments, you know, it encourages me to get out there and make more content, basically. Car camping has its advantages. You can camp just about anywhere, and then you wake up to, you know, some beautiful locations. When I pulled up yesterday and I saw the flag, I was a little bit gutted. I thought, oh nah, I'm gonna film the history and talk about William Winter and the killing of Margaret Crozier, and I just thought the flag, it's not the right time and place for my video. Even though it's arguably a good cause, you know what I mean, a reminder of the war in Ukraine. If I could have seen a way of climbing up and taking it down, I would have done, and I would have hung it up the next day, you know what I mean. But I just felt it was a total distraction from what I was trying to film yesterday. See what I mean with this place getting busy after a certain time? That's it, guys, you know, I'm not going to hang around because people will be starting to pull in. There's a lot of sightseers come to the gibbet. They only stay a few minutes to take a few pictures and then they go. See, I'm waffling again, guys. I'm going to get away and I'll catch us all in the next one. Get out and do a bit of wild camping, ghost hunting, Bigfoot hunting. You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense.